Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of
Legends Only.
My name is T. Kyle,
And I'm Bradley.
and this is your weekly pop culture podcast where we talk about
Legends Only.
Happy Pride Month, girls.
Happy Platinum Jubilee.
Oh, yeah, that happened.
Her Highness Majesty.
Oh. her legend.
Her legendy.
Yes, everyone, it is officially June,
It is June.
which means gay.
Homosexual. 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 Damn, homosexual. 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 Homosexual.
Homosexuals.
That could honestly be a new segment.
Yeah, for the month
But-
of June, gay things.
Then it's just kind of the whole podcast.
Yeah.
It's June, the month of Pride, the month of rainbow
Rainbow attacking
washing.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Incoming.
as always, the brands are out in full force. Silence brand.
Yeah.
Yes, the brands are branding and they are promoting a homosexual lifestyle. Not many of us agree, but they're doing it anyway for the month of June just to satisfy the status quo. We do have some initial pandering
We do.
that I would like to discuss.
There have been some branding decisions that the girls are discussing.
They are discussing.
Now, overall, how do you feel about the whole brand takeover thing? Because it gets a lot of backlash. I don't really mind it, honestly.
I don't mind it. I find it quite funny.
Yeah.
I don't take it too serious. At the same time, you do have to understand marketing is marketing, and you see through. A lot of these brands are still contributing to anti-LGBT politicians and all of that. So,
Yeah.
like, you want to chase the money trail of that if you're actually, putting your dollars towards somebody pro-LGBT just because they've got a rainbow flag in their AVI doesn't mean that they're actually doing anything. How about give your workers health care? But or you can change their patties, but we'll get to that in a second. I don't mind it at all. And I think I'm like split between like I really like that it's overwhelmingly gay because obviously even just as early as our teen years that wasn't the case. And then just like extreme weary, like how much longer must I be gay feelings.
Yeah.
So there's sort of that duality, which I think is the queer experience anyway.
I agree. I
How do you
think there's a
feel?
humor to it.
Yeah.
I saw the tweet going around of the Entertainment Weekly logo mishap that happened.
Yeah.
Where
For anyone who didn't see.
Yeah, so their logo is EW.
Otherwise known as ew.
And they changed the background to a rainbow. So with white text, it just said ew over a rainbow. And it was so fucking funny.
Which honestly is a very accurate portrayal of the queer experience.
Especially with the things we're going to be discussing.
Certainly, yes. So I don't think they did anything wrong. But they did have to change that around.
It's also just funny to me that no one along the way, from designer
I
to
know.
content manager to person who tweeted pipeline, just
Right.
like,
And they're all gays. We know gays over there. They're all gays.
yeah.
So it's sort of even funnier.
Hmm.
Anyway, you know what? I just think every brand should do the most
I agree.
because it leads to a couple examples of going too far.
Yes.
One quick one, shout out to the Marines who did basically the very popular Republicans Democrats meme, but IRL. I thought this was a joke.
Me too.
I did not think this was serious. If you've never seen that meme, it's basically a criticism of Democrats where it's Republicans is over a bomber plane doing bombs, and the Democrat side of it is just like a rainbow flag over the plane still dropping the bombs. It's like a critique of our two-party system, which is a different podcast. I thought that was this. In fact, it is literally the U.S. Marines doing LGBT promo with a helmet with rainbow bullets. Proud to serve. Now, just the
Homosexuals. Damn homosexuals.
I can't even articulate the idea behind, well, they're rainbow bullets.
Yeah.
Like, it's not what love is standing for. Anyway, shout out to the graphic designers behind that. Similarly, and I believe it is the Marines, a very popular Twitter meme that I just thought of. I believe it's the Marines. The tweet is like, how are you serving today? Or it's like, when will you serve? And then just gays for years have quote tweeted it. And they say, I don't know, ask her. And then it's a fan vid of Ariana Grande.
Yeah, their like recruitment content is all using serving.
Oh, yeah. How has serving impacted you?
Oh, yes.
And then the quote tweet is, I don't know, ask her. It's just like ex-Tina performing. The military industrial complex has provided for some great gay memes. Mm-hmm. Go figure. Similarly, we do have a new entry in the meat industry, in the fast food industry. Shout out to Burger King Austria.
None of this is sponsored, by the way.
No, but if Burger King Austria would like to sponsor us, slide into my DMs.
Accept it. Yeah. Yes.
Yep. Even though we did just drag your burgers. I just remembered we did like a tier of like fast food burger rankings on the live chat.
Oh, right.
It was sort of informal, and it was like Wendy's, McDonald's, and then at the very bottom is Burger King.
Yeah.
For the burgers? Absolutely.
Yeah, no.
They're like burnt. Anyway, you can suffer through that burger now with a special Pride Whopper in honor of Pride Month. The Pride Whopper is available from now until June 20th. It says, time to be proud. And basically the concept of a Pride burger, Pride Whopper, is you've got 2 top buns and 2 bottom buns, signifying same side, same sex, same side.
Yeah, I don't really get the concept there.
They're both bottoms.
Yeah, 2 bottoms do not make a top.
No, and 2 tops look very messy, actually, because you're going to have those 2 round tops.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's
it will
that
flatten.
It will. It's going to be a mess. And that's what happens when you got 2 tops and 2 bottoms. You know, God didn't
I will defend this for a split second here. Hear me out.
The 2 bottoms is more ergonomic. Go ahead.
That one's probably the skinnier option because the bottoms are...
It makes sense.
The bottom of a burger is slimmer.
Mm-hmm. They're more practical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I would not say no to 2 tops in general.
Right, in general.
But if that was a pretzel bun, 2 tops, pretzel bun.
Oh,
slay.
I absolutely.
Because the bottom of a pretzel bun, if you've ever had a pretzel bun,
it's a waste of your time.
What's the point?
It's a suggestion of a bottom.
Mm-hmm. This is my
worst
nightmare.
Dunkin'
Donuts, bring back the fucking pretzel buns.
We need a nice thick bottom or another top of the pretzel in order to round that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the Pride Whopper. Available now if you want to book a flight to Austria.
It's only there?
I don't know if it's only there, but it is the poster that went viral online. Let us know if there's a Burger King near you if you can order a Pride Whopper.
Mm-hmm. Or send us photos of embarrassing Pride things that you see
absolutely
anywhere and just tag us on Instagram.
What was the one that's always a favorite? Chipotle, the burrito, the like LGBT burrito. Just classics, just stone cold classics. No. Yeah, keep us posted throughout the month for any embarrassing pandering you might see.
And we'll report it back here.
We will.
Live. Well,
speaking of gay,
we have a new gay rat to discuss.
And we're not talking about the latest demon twink at Thai tea.
What? Is there an...
Oh, no, I don't know.
Oh,
I'm sure there is, though.
I'm waiting for an update.
I'm sure there will be. It's too soon in the season.
It is too soon in the season. I haven't gone yet.
Exactly. You are the gay
Should
rat.
I
yes
stunt and do something at Thai tea to be the next demon? I can't be... I'm not a twink, though.
Well...
Just a demon.
There's always time to cause chaos.
Is that at T Kyle? I'm like, yes.
In rat ears.
No, but
Speaking of rats,
there's a new rat.
There's a new rat in town.
We discussed this rat last week.
Yeah, we did.
We did not know who she was.
Mm-mm.
But the rat vaping at the Katy Perry residency in Las Vegas now has a name
Sure does.
and a gay behind the voice.
Legendary gay, if you ask me.
His name is Ratzo.
Ratzo,
The rat.
newest cast member of Play. A huge thank you to the iconic, best-selling Harvey Fierstein to lending his voice for the character. We wouldn't have done it without you. Everyone go read his fab memoir, says Katy Perry. Ratzo is the gay vaping rat joining Katy in Vegas for her Play residency.
Mm-hmm.
And now we know. The girls with the passion for fashion. Rats.
Literally. Yeah, he's on stage.
Oh,
With
have
her.
we seen footage yet?
You know the part where she's pouring beer out of her
Yes.
beer can titty?
Tits.
I think the rat goes up on stage and like sits and banters with her.
What a great show. What a
Yeah,
great.
I need to go see it.
Definitely need to see
Not
that.
sponsored.
Yeah, no. No, we do need to go see it, though. Sounds like it's going to be quite a sight.
Mm-hmm. So shout out to that rat.
Shout out to that rat on Sin City coming to a residency near you. And speaking of Las Vegas, actually, you have an update.
Yes,
a
we
Joe
do.
Bro update.
The Jonas Brothers are doing a mini residency in
Well.
Las Vegas.
All the girls are.
They are, and I was like a little sad, getting a little FOMO about this.
Oh.
And then last night, they covered What Dreams Are Made Of. Nick Jonas started singing it, and the crowd took over.
Wow.
Pretty legendary.
That is a Hillary crossover.
Hmm. I mean, the crowd really took over. There's videos on Twitter.
Yeah.
I would have shushed the crowd.
Lord.
I'm like, Joe's singing, shut up! Shh.
Well, actually, speaking of covers, late breaking news, because I had just saw this. Speaking of legends covering legends, and shushers covering non-shushers, Lord covered Carly Rae Jepsen's Run Away With Me
Yes.
live. She did a rendition. She let the crowd sing along with her.
Hmm.
So that's exciting. And the crowd also took over in that case.
They did.
Yeah.
There was an update there. The crowd
Shushed her back.
Lord.
Yeah, they did. Very incredible moment.
Her reaction is hilarious.
She's
like,
a bit taken aback.
She's shook.
She's
she is shook.
Shushed and shooked.
She's going to have to incorporate that now
She will.
into her show somehow.
She needs to do like an artistic rendering of her with the finger in front of her lips doing a shush as like merch. Like
Next
really
album
embrace
cover.
it. Oh my God, yeah. Silence. The new era.
Silent power.
Yeah. Oh God. Well, covers, and more covers. I think
Yes.
it's time we discuss
And gays.
gays and
Mhm.
covers.
Speaking of gay,
I think it's time we hop the ferry, sit down in our seats so nobody concusses,
So we don't get concussions again.
and head on over to the magical world of Fire Island, where the gays are thriving. 'Tis the season. 'Tis the release week of Fire Island, the new movie, out now, featuring many talented gays. Joel Kim Booster, Bowen Yang. They're all
Matt
here.
Rogers.
Matt Rogers. They're all here. They're queer. And
And it's written by Joel Kim Booster,
Mhm.
right? Okay.
yeah, a take on Pride and Prejudice, and it is a rom-comedy of sorts.
Have you seen yet?
I have not seen yet. I
Okay,
am planning
I'm
to
gonna-
watch.
Yes.
We can do
Next
like a
week.
watch this week.
Yeah,
Mhm.
next week we will come to you with our review.
Yes. Among other things, although the reviews have been glowing on
Mhm.
Twitter, Rotten Tomatoes also, it's fresh.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know something's good when people who have no
taste.
me.
Yeah.
No, what's the metaphor of like iron in the fire, or like there's no
There's no horse in the race.
yeah, people who have no horse in the race
Yeah.
to be
Glowing about it.
right
are
raving about it.
Yeah.
If that made any sense at all.
It does. It makes complete sense because it's
Right.
like, yeah, I don't want to hear from them. I want to hear from people who are not attached to the
Yeah.
project.
Mhm.
Yeah.
People who weren't paid off.
People who
No.
weren't paid off. Can't relate. But I think that this
Oh, well, the irony. That's
it's out now on Hulu, not sponsored, not paid off.
no.
And
Although it is attached to my Spotify.
Wait,
You get Hulu with Spotify, also not
Oh.
sponsored. Yeah.
okay.
You should look that one up. I think you have to
I
go
should
to
look with
the
that.
website and activate it.
Okay.
Not
Well.
sponsored, but if you would like to.
Well, there is a soundtrack attached to Fire Island,
Mhm.
and included in the soundtrack is a brand new cover. Muna has covered none other than the legendary Miss Britney Spears. Sometimes. Now, we like to have some laughs about sometimes on this pod and
We do.
the other pod, because Britney famously, no one drags it more than Britney herself, who spent an entire tour announcing, I never liked that one anyway.
Mhm.
And it's always been one of the cheesier offerings from the debut. I mean, not that obviously it was of its time. It was bubblegum pop. But as far as the selections from the album, it's definitely considered, I think, like one of the more cheesy ones. It's still sentimental. It's still a classic. It's still got those melodies, those hooks. It's still iconic.
And it always goes viral because people always post the thing from the video of the girl scratching
Her
vagine.
Yeah. Yeah. The pier dance.
Iconic.
I mean, all of the visuals around it, iconic, deeply. Recorded at the age of 16, which is just crazy to think about. Every time I think about, actually, because we grew up with her, so it doesn't feel as crazy. But
No.
if you told me a 16-year-old did that now, I'm like, what? That's a child.
Yeah.
It's literally a child.
It's like if Charlie D'Amelio released Sometimes.
Well, Addison Rae will. But
Oh, I wish.
anyway, Sometimes cover single 2 from the legendary Miss Britney Spears. I'm a absolute, first, I'm a gatekeeper, gaslighter, all the way. And I do not appreciate a Britney cover usually.
Yeah, no, we are on the record of
Yeah.
saying that we hate Britney covers.
Like almost always, if you give me a brooding, toxic indie singer-songwriter cover, I'm never going to like it. And I also find that remakes of the Britney songs tend to feel very tongue-in-cheek, almost like they're making fun of them. I'm just
there's an air of
curmudgeon.
mocking her
Yes.
in covers, I do feel.
yes.
People are like, well, I can actually sing.
Right,
so
I
let
can-
me,
I
let
can
me-
do this
Let
a
me do an
serious
actual
way.
vocal
Mhm,
on here.
mhm.
Okay, well, get back to me in 20 years
Right.
with the career
With your career.
that does not measure up to hers.
Right.
Anyway.
Anyway, we we're not fun.
You get on stage and perform with a snake and a live tiger. Let's see what happens to you.
A little overprotective.
The Stan is still buried.
The Stan is
in
still
there deep.
in our heart reference.
Mhm.
So they covered, and first of all, we've been covering them for a while, but also they have an album coming out, and they've been on a roll in general. So this was a surprise because I was already singing their praises recently, and then this cover came. Muna has nailed this cover in my opinion.
So fucking good.
Because it's the perfect mix of sort of sad and somber and wistful with sweet, and it's completely their sound. That's what they do. They do boppable beats and dance pop with the most emo lyrics.
Yeah. And,
And
very
they've-
ethereal vocals
Yes.
and haunting, but
Mm-hmm.
beautiful and sad, but also happy.
Yes, I will admit, when I did finally sit down, put on headphones, and properly listen to it, I did cry.
The true
I literally did cry, because I feel like it properly evokes the nostalgia
Mhm.
of it, and also just the memories of her and that time for us and everything that's happened since. And I feel like it just hits. It just hits right.
It
does.
hits a mood.
Mm-hmm. It's not mocking.
No.
It's not. It's just very.
It's also very different.
It is.
I mean,
it's
it
made
covers
that-
the same structure of the song,
Yeah.
but it feels like an entirely new track.
It does. My one gripe is, of course, it dropped the magnificent bridge, but I'm gonna chalk that up to Spotify and streaming culture, just
Mhm.
because
Gen Z.
it's- Yeah,
Blame them. No.
blame the kids. I would have liked that because that bridge is so fantastic. But otherwise, I think it's perfect, and they made it their own. And very happy. A queer trio, all queer, all Britney. It's perfect.
Speaking of gay,
It's really everything you could ask for a summer gay movie soundtrack
Mhm.
song.
And I'm
So,
excited to see it used in the movie
yes,
because it's part of the glowing reviews that I'm seeing.
yes, I've seen some spoilery things, and I'm excited to properly watch it.
Yeah.
So Yeah, just perfect all around. We
I
love.
kind of want to go back to Fire Island.
Well, I think you're going to want to after the movie, from what I've heard as well. I think it also reignited a little spark.
Yeah.
So
This is a PSA to everyone to stay seated
sit your ass down
when you are on a boat, especially if the weather is bad and the waves are strong. Do not stand up and dance to Give Me More while a boat is rocking violently in a storm sea, because things will happen and it will hurt a lot and leave you with some permanent neurological problems. But I like to say that I do think I got funnier after that concussion.
Yeah, so
I did
who
get a
won?
stutter. I edit it out of the podcast, so you don't really ever hear it. But I do have a stutter. And you know what? It was worth it.
It was worth it.
It was worth it.
I just think that you should go again and knock your stutter out this time.
I think I could actually die if I get another concussion.
I feel like you're like a cat with
It's
nine
the
lives.
third one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the third one. It was the worst one.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone who is traumatized from my fainting in college, when I fainted, hit my head on a table, and then cracked my head on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the gays that experienced me flipping over the bench on the Fire Island. Not the ferry, it was the other one. The little boat that goes from the Grove.
The Carrie Ferry?
Kind
That was
of.
me. I was driving, so
like
it's
a
kind of
little-
my fault.
Like a little tugboat that goes from the Grove to the Pines.
Okay.
Those poor workers and everyone that experienced that.
Yeah, you're
the
doing
surfer
good at
that helped me.
scarring anyone
I'm
around
sorry. You know what? I'm still here. So
you. Oh God. Well,
Nobody was killed.
nobody's
Stonewall.
You're well on your way.
oh, anyway.
Anyway.
Stay safe, girls. Drink water. Sit down. Put on your SPF.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Oh, and speaking of the Fire Island cast, tune in to our after show on Patreon. We're doing this new thing. If you are a subscriber on Patreon, every episode is going to have a bonus after show where, you know, the concept of that is like you can listen to it after this show. And we'll get into more things like personal stories and some tidbits.
Yeah, we had some events.
Yes, we went to an
high-profile
event
events
this week. The Fire Island cast was there.
Yeah.
Things happened.
Mhm.
I was too nervous to say hi to Bo and Yang.
This time.
I know. I was so intimidated. I was like, who am I? I was too scared.
I
But
know.
anyway, we'll be discussing that story in the after show. So if you are a Patreon supporter, shout out to you. Thank you for supporting the pod.
Yes, thank you. Patreon.com/ legends only.
Bum, ba, ba, ba.
That kind of sounded like Countess Luann.
Thank you for that compliment. I really appreciate that.
I've seen some friends attending her show.
Mhm.
I've seen on the stories.
Yeah, she was in overseas places like Canada
Didn't
recently.
she hit the bongos or something? Or
Yes, she does like a
Someone was
bongo
like,
perform.
musician!
She's a true artist. I
Yeah.
mean, some of the girls can't say the same.
They sure can.
Yeah. But anyway,
All right. Well, from Fire Island, we're going to keep taking the ferry on over across the pond. It's time for a UK Minute, a quick update from across the pond. Now, I did not attend, and yes, I am ashamed of myself, but I did watch enough videos and get enough updates from Legends Only listeners and friends. Mighty Hoopla, the festival in the UK featuring tons of faves, just went down directly in opposition of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, but we know what the real celebration
we
of
know who
Queens
the real queens are.
are.
The Spice Girls.
Well, at this festival, it was the Sugar Babes doing their grand return to the festival circuit. They performed all the hits, a lot of the hits. I saw the set list. I'm very excited about it. They did Flatline. Now, Flatline is, of course, the one song they released as Machikisha Siobhan when they regrouped as Sugar Babes 1.0 in 2013. It is my favorite song of 2013, and it is finally on streaming services once again under the name Sugar Babes.
Okay, I'm looking that one up.
Produced by Dev Hines, legend. Sugar Babes, they open with Push the Button.
Oh, I do know that one.
Yeah,
Bop.
yeah. They had some visuals going. They had a dramatic intro. There was some light choreo. The vocals were on point. I was very excited, very thrilled, and I sincerely hope that they keep the momentum going and actually do something with this goodwill and attention and promo right now, because we are desperately in need of a UK girl group to be leading the way. Shout out to Flo. We're excited for Flo. Cascada and, of course, Steps performed. They covered Cher. It looked really gay and really good.
It's giving Cher.
Yeah, and of course, Kylie, although it's not a UK minute, this is an Australia minute, joined Jessie Ware on stage in the UK for her birthday, and then skipped over here. And did you see this? She popped out at the Coldplay concert last night.
No.
She did Can't Get You Out of My Head with Chris Martin. I'm upset, but I'm also happy. She did that. She's got this little wine tour she's doing in New Jersey and New York, signing bottles and appearing on Watch What Happens. It's quite a hoop-de-doo. Yeah, so Kylie is running the wine game right now. And I think that's everything in the UK that's ever happened. And then like the Queen or whatever.
Yeah.
The Queen's, it's been so much. I've had to cover so much for work.
Meghan Markle
made
walking
her
down the aisle.
grand,
Slay.
royal reunion after 2 years. All the royals. There were like 30 performers as well. Diana Ross, Elton John, Ed Sheeran. It was a lot. There was a lot of festivities. There was a hologram.
Of who?
Princess Queen Elizabeth. They literally did. So she didn't feel up to doing all the events. So when they did the final parade, they had her original carriage when she was first ascended to the throne. It was like this golden carriage, and they had a hologram of her in 1952 waving to the crowd.
Okay.
It's very
dystopia.
It's dystopia. It's disturbia. But she did make a surprise final appearance wearing green, waving to the commoners from the balcony.
Hello, locals.
Hello, locals. She did a skit with Paddington Bear.
Oh.
Did
Peppa get an invite?
You know what? No.
Wow. Peppa was snubbed.
Peppa will have words
Jubilee.
for her.
She has albums. Why is she not up there singing?
She actually should be. She should have been in the skit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come to think of it. Wow. Well. Oh, Adam Lambert performed.
Speaking of
Queens.
From the Queen's Jubilee.
Speaking of Queens, Adam Lambert performed with Queen in honor of the Queen. Say that 3 times fast. There was a lot of celebration of the monarchy. So, yeah. Well, there you go.
Slay. I'm going to have to look these up. I really only saw Meghan Markle.
Yeah, it was a big moment.
Down. Like
you could
knew.
cut the tension with a knife.
Oh, but like she fucking served.
She did.
She knew all eyes were on her.
Yeah, just like a
you
royal
know what
circle,
everyone's
circus.
thinking.
Slid. Yes. Anyway, from one queen to another, from one British queen to another, our segues, our transitions this week are flawless.
All eyes on us.
All eyes on us. Yeah. I think it's time for a little bit of tick-tock Don't vape.
We have a supersized TikTok talk.
We do. And technically these are not all TikToks, but they did end up on TikTok.
Yeah, all tied in
to
TikTok in some way.
Undoubtedly, you've heard about this first thing we're going to talk the TikTok about.
Bop, 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 bop.
The legendary Kate Bush is on everyone's lips this month. Do you watch Stranger Things?
I watched the first season.
Okay. I did too.
And I enjoyed it.
I did too. And then
I don't know why I stopped.
I don't either. Well, she's here now.
On her 4th season.
Mm-hmm. She's here for season 4, Stranger Things, part 1. Out now, not sponsored. And there is a pivotal scene, spoiler alert, although like if you've existed on the internet, like at this point, you know that like this song is involved. there's a pivotal scene, I'm not going to spoil it, where Kate Bush's running up that hill, A Deal with God, is featured prominently. And the scene is so impactful and emotional that it quickly took off on social media. People kept talking about it. And it's so successful that the girls started streaming it. And Gen Z has latched on. It is a song on
All
TikTok.
over TikTok.
It is everywhere. The memes are fast and furious. I will say, a bit ahead of its time, although the song wasn't in this compilation, when Addison Rae did the Jimmy Fallon dance along that like got skewered, a gay made a Addison Rae dancing to Kate Bush, and it has like 200,000 views on YouTube.
Oh.
And she's dancing to like more obscure-ish selections from her. It's hysterical. The Kate Bush wave was coming, and now it's hit. Now, this song is about 95, 05, 15, 40 years old, 37,
Yeah.
40 years old. And she's running up that hill again. She's running up the charts. And you know who's scared? Harry.
I think she might
She might
snatch
topple.
that spot.
She's already at number 8 in the UK. And she's on track to perhaps snatch his wig, as she should.
I think it'll be a swift snatching.
Yes. At least for a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit of a remind the girls.
Yep.
Take her by the hair, which I would personally love. I think it is so funny and amazing that this song might be a number 1 hit in 2022, especially in the summer. Song of the summer confirmed. I love it. And she confirmed that she is aware of this because she's, an elusive chanteuse, as all the legends are. And she said, "You might have heard the first part of the fantastic new series Stranger Things has recently been released. It features the song Running Up That Hill, which is given a whole new lease of life by the young fans who love the show. And I love it too. Because of this, Running Up That Hill is charting around the world, has entered the UK chart at number 8. It's all really exciting. Thanks very much to everyone who supported the song. I wait with bated breath for the rest of the series in July. Best wishes, Kate."
It's so cute. And she did this on her website.
On her website. She
which
hasn't
I thought-
updated since Christmas.
Yeah, which is even cuter.
Yep. And I will say, I don't want to misrepresent myself. I'm not necessarily a studied Kate Bush devotee. I'm not necessarily a scholar as I would be like a Madonna, Grace Jones, whatever. But I know a legend when I see one, when I hear one. And I have known of Kate's music for a while, as many people have. And it's been very delightful to see that song particularly run up that hill. Also, it really is a good song.
It is.
It really is. So I'm glad it's once again getting that promo. It's also got some interesting themes. It's kind of topical in a strange way. I saw it was also used in It's a Sin, the UK gay series from last year, because it's basically talking about if we could switch roles and I were a man, I could run up that hill. It's kind of gender dynamics.
Mhm.
It's an interesting time to come back into play. So I think that's cool. But yeah, lots of memes, lots of promo for Kate Bush.
How cool to have your song from 40 years ago
Mm-hmm.
just out of nowhere take off. I don't know. I just love it.
It's very.
I love when stuff like this happens.
It's
good
very
things.
Judy is the trolley song.
Yes.
It's very that. And I'm always going to root for a legend, a veteran, to snatch these new kids' wigs because I just love it. I'm sorry. I'm always going to root for that. It just tickles me to no end. And she truly is your legend's legend. Bjork cites her as an inspiration. She is that girl. We stand. And we'll see where she ends up on the charts because this all kind of bubbled up in the past week, which means the charts will start reflecting that. We'll see on the Billboard charts, which is difficult to get. Not everybody has that. But, one of the memes that I loved to move this along was they pasted a picture of Kate Bush over Halsey with the caption now I have to make 8 TikToks. My label's making me make 8 TikToks. It is really fucking funny that at this moment of the cultural conversation about like I have to make TikToks to make my songs chart, Kate Bush just swooped in
Yep.
and outsold and outcharted.
Yep. Well, because the audience took it and made the TikToks for her.
Yes, exactly. I know. There's such an irony to that. I don't know. Also, just the power of the sync. I am fascinated by a sync. I feel like, and syncing is when you attach a song to a commercial, a TV show, or a movie, or, you know, some spot. And that is how sometimes these songs just like have new lives, or if they're new, like get blown up properly. But
also, how cool though to the crew at the show, because this is a creative job. I mean, it's someone deciding that like these lyrics match this scene, this music matches the scene. Like I mean, whoever made that decision, like this impact, how cool for that person doing
completely.
The music syncs. And
You're the one who picked Running Up That Hill for that scene of Stranger Things. Like, you'll be known for that. It's as impactful, I would say, maybe the most since
Give Me More in Hustlers.
Give Me More in Hustlers, yes. And then before that, I would say Sia's Breathe Me and 6 Feet Under.
That's true.
That kicks off everything for kicked off Sia in a huge way. It was the most perfect show ending of all time, and yeah, a good sync can really do it. That's a cool job. Honestly, like one day I will understand, and also like I would love to be the one who makes the pivotal choice of what the last scene's song will be.
Like Thomas Newman scoring Nemo Egg.
Exactly.
Nailed it. Just
like that. In the final seconds, Lisa Scott Lee's Electric at the end of 6 Feet Under the reboot. Yeah, it's very cool to see. Very excited about it. And yeah, so in 30 years, we're going to be watching Stranger Things, the reboot on Netflix, starring Millie Bobby Brown's daughter. And there's going to be a pivotal scene where a girl has to run away from the monster, and then on comes Heidi Montag's body language. And we're going to like pull
and the
out
monsters that Millie is running away from.
Homosexual.
Oh my God.
Oh. If you get that joke, you get that joke.
Well, speaking of TikToks and being forced against your will to make them, we have an update from the cultural conversation starter herself, Halsey. The label
has decided to put the song out.
They gave a little apology of sorts.
I'm sorry, but this tweet was weird.
It's embarrassing. Some would say everything is. Sky certainly had something to say about this. Yes.
They did tweet out. They tweeted to her and said, "We love you and are here to support you. We are committing to a release of So Good on June 9th, 2022 with a text image that just says like, we're an artist first company, blah, 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 whatever." It's very bizarre.
It is.
And a little too serious. And
it didn't help the faking it for views allegations.
Yeah.
It makes it worse. It makes it feel more like, oh, so you had a music video and a song release date prepared? Like, it doesn't help, I will say. However, So Good is coming out June 9th.
Yeah. Also in juxtaposition to what happened after
Yeah.
with the Kate Bush song.
Right.
Which I mean, it's very rare that you see good things happen on social media. It's
Sure.
You know, that's a different conversation. But when something major like that impacts pop culture and travels from a TV show to TikTok, then to the charts and sweeps in and everyone's streaming the song, it goes to show how beneficial a platform like TikTok is when you see the audience loving your music. And for Halsey to complain about that, then see this happen for Kate Bush, another artist, another female artist of a song that's 40 years old, like magical moments like this can happen for an artist. And so it just makes
it's hard because it's like the label has a point. Like, we had a nice discussion on the Discord about it, actually, because TikTok ultimately is the great equalizer in some ways of like your music can only hit, you can drop the label dollars to have influencers do the dances to it, but It's the people that need to carry it on.
Mhm.
If there's only one
Remember
J-Lo
when
love
J-Lo
don't cost a thing
I
challenge.
just was gonna
video.
say, I'm like, when I there's only one.
And if there's only one video under the hashtag, then that's it. And you could spend all you like on that hashtag. And, the 12 influencers you bought out to do that, fine. But you need to have the everybody do it too. So it's like TikTok does that. Everybody started
And it's
doing the Lizzo
organic.
dance. Yeah. The
And
About
you can't
Damn
buy
Time
that. You can't
dance.
plan that. You can't strategize
Right.
that. You can't. I mean, you probably you could, but mostly it's 99% organic.
People have to like the song.
Yeah.
If it's a bad song, they're not going to do it. It's got to be
well,
Well-
not always true.
okay. Well, yes, it
Gonna
could go
wear
viral
pink
for a different.
every day. I fucking love him, by the way.
Oh my God, clubbers!
Shout out to Brandon in the clubs.
Shout out to Brandon in the clubs. But you know what I mean? Like, it's not wrong necessarily of the label to be like, do TikToks, because we see what happens all the time when it's well received. It's more a matter of like, there should be a creative collaboration. There should be some sort of what makes sense to you as an artist to make a TikTok. Maybe it doesn't even need to actually involve you doing it. Like, there are the possibilities are endless. I mean, you have to look back at like Sia doing the wig thing and like what that meant to like that created a whole thing with her career that like
Mm-hmm.
there are ways that you can
That's
get around
branding.
branding. There are ways that you can like think outside of traditional whatever to make things pop. So it's a complaint that I understand, but I'm also like, look, it's doing it for so many songs.
Mhm.
You can't blame them for seeing what it's doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we got So Good coming out, and we'll see how that gets promoted. And if it is so good, which, by the way, if you would like a good So Good, Rachel Stevens has a song called So Good, and I doubt it's going to be better than that one. So shout out to Rachel Stevens, Queen of Pop, member of S Club 7, solo star, now doing mostly modeling on Instagram, high fashion.
Okay, I'm looking that one up.
There will be a Come and Get It deep dive just from me eventually. Top 10 album of all time. Anyway,
Wow.
we're moving on.
Yeah. So
Speaking of the power of TikTok.
yeah. So speaking of the power of TikTok, there is an artist that I wanted to shout out, and this is honestly in kind of contrast to the Halsey saga.
Right, and you have been paid to say this.
I wish.
Same. We can't beat the paid off allegations. I wish.
Yeah. I wish. Actually, no. I don't think I could be like paid off.
It's also just, we also had that discussion about.
I'm a bad liar.
On the Discord, we had discussion about industry plants and things like that. And it's like, to a degree, that's not even realistic. Once again, like, people have to genuinely like what you're promoting, like what
Mhm.
you're doing. It can only get you so far.
I also think if you lose trust
Yeah.
with the people that are listening to you, like I value trust of the
Mhm.
listener. So if
Yeah.
I'm recommending something and I say this is a bop,
Right.
I want them to trust me.
Right.
Or if I'm saying like, hey, use this product,
Yeah.
like when I promoted that ice coffee thing
Yeah.
for free, it sold out. And people were like, oh my God, I'm fucking obsessed with this. I'm like, yeah, that's because I don't lie.
Right.
Trust. It's important.
Yeah.
Anywho, so there's an artist on TikTok. Her name is Hemlock Springs. And she posted a thing that was kind of mocking Halsey in a way.
Oh yeah, she did.
The caption
yeah.
was, I shouldn't say it was mocking Halsey.
No,
I
it
should
was,
say
it was
in response, very connected. She used like day one of me trying to make a viral moment, since that's all people care about.
Mhm.
She's an indie artist. She makes her music herself. And the song is called Gimme All Your Love. And it went kind of viral. And Grimes.
Not to be confused with Madonna.
Oh, yes, Bob. Grimes commented on it and said, this is good. And I think that's what made it take off, because
Mhm.
you have someone who's a celebrity commenting, it's going to go into more people's For You pages. And it took off. And it has a really catchy melody. And she posted this follow-up TikTok showing how she made the song.
Yes.
She's a bedroom producer, which is a term for like someone who makes their own music at home.
DIY at home.
And she showed the process of making it with stock instruments.
Mhm.
And it's so catchy. And it was stuck in my head all weekend long.
Very Grimesy also. I see why she commented on it.
Yeah. But it's just like she used like stock drums from like the Logic Pro kit. And it's catchy. And all these people are taking it and making TikToks with it. And I just, again, was like, I love seeing something like this happen for an artist. Like, this is fucking cool. And this is why TikTok is cool. It's obviously a lightning in a bottle moment, a magical moment that happens. You can't plan this, but I just wanted to shout this out. The song is very catchy too.
Yeah, I know. I was talking about it also on the Discord with everybody. It's like when Maggie Rogers, if you remember, did that song Alaska with Pharrell. And Pharrell was, do you remember this happened? It went viral. Like he was in a class and she presented Alaska. It was like 2016 or 17. And it just went viral because of his authentic like reaction to being surprised by the production. And then she went on to become a big star. It's just, once again, the virality of social media. And we're keeping it going. Now, I don't know if this necessarily promoted their music.
No, but I knew what they were doing.
Yes. Haim did a little dance.
They gave us choreo.
They gave us a lot of choreo. And I've used it for everything except Haim songs. I've used it for Becky G, Booty Love. It really goes with everything. No doubt you've seen it. If you haven't, obviously we will be posting it on the Instagram. Yeah, we've got choreo.
Do we think they did this knowing what they were doing?
Yes.
I agree.
Absolutely.
And I will say I love it because I think one thing with social media, I think people can get too, whatchamacallit, like too curated.
Okay.
And I love that they just went up and they're having fun.
Yeah.
That's the point, isn't it?
I like to have fun.
We're all gonna have fun.
That was one of the Haim sisters to the other. Yeah, no, I agree. They knew what they were doing. They had themselves a little Hillary with Love choreo moment. I mean, nothing's going to beat that, but it's nice to have a little variety in my dubbing over dancing.
Yeah,
selection.
my dancing folder of videos that I have.
Yeah.
This one, BB Rexa shaking her tits on the boat, RuPaul going off, Wendy.
Right.
So many good ones.
There really are. There really are.
Well, Haim was serving the moves, and some people have been serving the looks.
And moving like Jagger?
Oh. I think it's time for a little segment that we like to call High Fashion. So editorial.
Guys, this is awesome.
This is a billboard.
This is super high fashion.
Oh my God, that's so high fashion.
So high fashion.
The girls with the passion for fashion.
Legendina.
Legend X. I don't have a problem making this high fashion editorial 2 weeks in a row. Cantina. Amfartina.
South of France.
South of France. Tina.
I need to try and work on I wouldn't say it's an accent, but like the ex-Tina
Yeah, especially
speaking voice.
In our high fashion mutual pick of the week, Christina Aguilera for Vogue France. Get ready for Amphar. From the minute she opened that door.
Oh, I was howling.
Oh, full Legendina in full force. It's fantastic. We'll insert a little audio of her vocals. Because even her speaking vocals are giving.
It's very dramatic. It's very, you just see the wheels turning. She's pulling all these big words that I've never heard before. She's cackling.
Okay, so we are beginning a little bit of glam.
Let's get glam.
French elegance feels like it's how it feels. It feels, like a lifestyle.
Don't let the clothes wear you get glam.
My gown is very glamorous while still keeping it pretty glamorous and what would you say, half up, half down almost in a way. Today we're, going into a more glam look. Seeing different people in chat, still make sure it's glam.
Let's get
Glam, I wrote for all my fun fashion friends.
A what? I'm homosexual.
I really wanted to do something inspired by them.
She's a glam girl for a long time now. Denise!
Yeah.
She's like, I'm here with my glam. We've always been doing glam. I've always been a glam girl.
Got it?
Get it? Glam? Yeah, she's like, I've always been a glam girl. I need to get her. It's so funny.
It's so good.
And then the shot of her standing and just like talking about the performances, the chrome nails, how like versatile they are because in the light, they're giving you chrome, but then they also look gold depending on what you're wearing. And I've always been a glam girl. Just can't. And then like the cape and the sunglasses and like her popping into the little golf cart.
It's so good. Highly recommend a full viewing of Get Ready with Xtina. We need it as a weekly series, to be honest.
I would watch that. Maybe it was too ahead of its time for certain people.
Might be a little bit too ahead of its time for certain people. But she could really not that she doesn't already, but I feel like she could really kill it if she did even more like of this kind of thing in a very Jaclyn Hill sort of way.
When is Xtina Beauty coming?
I know.
X Beauty.
And it could just be the lipstick at first.
Yeah.
That blue-red lip sense. True beauty.
She also talks a lot about fashion in this, obviously.
Yeah.
Kind of credits herself with inventing chaps, which was sending me. She's like, it's so great looking back at the trends that I started with these chaps, and now I'm seeing other people wearing chaps, and it's just so cool to see.
There's enough room in everyone's closet, I guess.
Yeah, and talking about like the Y2K aesthetic.
Yeah, and she's right. I mean that, all these Gen Z girlies inviting her to like their birthday parties and stuff and having her perform and everything and emulating her looks. It's all come full spin around in circles.
Avril's got the orange tips, which is very Christina.
Oh yes, let's reignite Xtina v Avril.
Yeah.
We will be getting to Avril in a moment. But we still need to stick with Xtina because Xtina gave us a mouthful over the weekend.
Yeah, it's been a very confusing moment because
some would literally say ahead of its launch time.
Yeah. She was also serving in those Instagram posts that were in the black and red light.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we had some down and up and downs on the streaming platforms, the DSPs.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's getting fired.
Yep.
Shoot him.
Shoot.
Throw scum. Someone's getting whipped with the anal bead mic stand.
Somebody has gum in their hair for sure. On May 30th, over Memorial Day weekend, suddenly La Tormenta dropped on services, including Suéltame, Brujería, Cuando me dé la gana, and it was like, oh, okay, good, cool. She did promise 3 EPs in Espanol, and we are clearly getting them. She is body talking this release, but then we got one a day later called Aguilera.
In all caps. She posted on the Instagram story. I clicked immediately, and I was brought to Spotify, where there was a album with no art that said Christina Aguilera album in like a local generic font in a square.
It was up there for hours.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody was seething and throwing their mouse, screaming
clicking
octaves,
the keyboard like the Your
clicking
Body
the
music video. Fired.
Hitting delete on the cover art. Now, I think the general consensus is that she bundled EP1 and EP2 to get in just under the wire for the Latin Grammys submission deadline. So we had to make it an album for it to count. So they bundled them real quick, is what I'm hearing, or I think that's the talk of the town of the strategy there. I'm unclear. All I know is that the cover art has changed to Aguilera.
And it is a sleigh.
And it, of course, is a sleigh. This whole Mi Reflejo Dos era, these album covers are truly works of art. And so are the visuals. But yeah, so she's combined the first two. And we do have a third one on the way, which she announced, which was just like, okay, all right. It just felt like a lot at once. It's just a lot of legend. We've got La Fuerza, La Tormenta, Aguilera, and...
What's the third one called?
Okay, we've got La Fuerza, La Tormenta, La Luz. Okay, the light is coming. The light is coming.
Oh.
Yeah, to take everything the darkness stole.
Oh my God, I hope it's all dance.
Oh, you never know. You never know. but I don't really think so. I think it's probably just going to be the same vibe, which I'm enjoying. I'm digging. Yeah, we're in her body talk era. She will say that she invented this format, but
she will.
Robin did do this, for the record. However, I think it's a great concept. I love having little bites. In theory, little bites spread throughout the year. Instead, she was like, here's the whole sandwich, you bitch.
In between Nintendo promo.
Well, we also have some fun releases this past week.
We do.
To discuss. Now, we do, we have an honorary man that we do discuss now and then.
Speaking of gay.
An LGBT has entered the chat. Tom Aspal is here with his album Life in Plastic, which dropped literally the moment that we dropped an episode. And we were like, album coming soon.
Yeah.
And now it's
album
here.
Out now.
Album out now. Of course, we talked about Listen to Nicole, an ode to Shurzy, full of Ina-style Europop bangers. Very enjoyable Mediterranean, European vibes. Yeah, dance pop. You know the fucking vibes, basically. So
get
it's
into
a good time. Get into it. Support LGBT talent.
Yes, we do that.
We do that.
Mm-hmm. Especially during Pride Month.
Especially during Pride Month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've got a debut album out.
Yes, so Lay Youth is out with their debut album. They've been around for a while, this is an actual full-length album. Very good. It's a vibe. It's chill, dancey. Could listen to it while you work, poolside, late night. It works for everything. Bops. The standout track is New Love.
Lay Youth and Sultan and Shepherd.
Yeah. So
the kings that work with Nadia Ali all the time.
Yes. And Panama as well.
Yeah.
It's called New Love, bop. But yeah, the whole album is like one of those ones you could just put on and chill.
Love that. Well, actually, it's good timing. We've been talking about the girls being inspired by things happening 20 years ago, old things becoming new again, and nostalgia. It's been a very thematically consistent episode, actually. Mm-hmm. And what better to send us off than to discuss the 20th anniversary of Avril Lavigne's Let Go, out now, all new 20th anniversary version.
Yes, with an updated cover. It's a little more rock. You like to rock out in red. We have a updated track list, deluxe edition, that includes her version of what would become Kelly Clarkson's 2004 smash, Breakaway, originally written by Avril Lavigne. Now, is this from that era, or did she record it recently?
That's what I want to know. I feel like she recorded it recently, but maybe not. Maybe not.
I'm kind of getting vibes that it's older. Like this is from a session 20 years ago.
Yeah.
She sounds younger on it.
You know what?
I mean, she sounds the same, I feel like, on the new stuff with the old stuff, but there is something in her vocal.
I understand. That may be the case. It features 5 B-sides also. Falling Down, I Don't Give, Why, Get Over It, and Make Up. Some of those were not available on streaming services. But yeah, Breakaway, we've discussed the whole saga of Kelly doing it, and Avril was doing like promo cycles recently for her new album, and she talked about Breakaway, and she appeared on the Kelly Clarkson show, and then she covered it on her tour. So we're like all the way full circle of like her fully acknowledging it, putting it on streaming, letting everyone hear her version. It's nice.
I like her version a lot.
It fits her.
It's like the Sometimes cover where it feels like a different song, even though it's the same with a couple lyric changes.
Yeah. I can hear how it still was too chill for what she wanted on her album. It's still Breakaway, so it's not as like Skater Boy, whatever. Or
it goes well with I'm With You.
Nobody's Home. Yeah.
Has that same kind of vibe. But
True.
I mean, I'm With You is fucking iconic.
Right. I think a lot of people just like freaked out at the nostalgia. I think some people didn't know. Some people didn't know that she did it. So that's always a gag. And yeah, it's a nice little celebration of the album. She posted a really sweet thing, actually. Mm-hmm. She said, "Today marks 20 years since I released my album. I will never be able to fully explain not only how much this album's meant to me, but the monumental impact it had on my life. It's hard to try and comprehend how 20 years later, the songs I wrote as a 17-year-old would still resonate with people today. It's pretty crazy. And she went in on, some thoughts about the record. It's very sweet. She posted some throwback photos of her recording.
She looks so young.
Such a baby. I mean, same with the Sometimes cover. Like, I looked back at the video, obviously, and just looking at this picture of Avril, and like in my mind, they don't look like that. To me, like at that time, they didn't look like that. They looked like adult pop stars to me.
Yeah, they were like the cool seniors in high school.
And now I'm looking at like,
up to.
That's literally that's Olivia Rodrigo to me. That person's Olivia Rodrigo. I look at a child like that and I'm like, oh, that's a baby. So it's just funny. It's funny how time flies. But yeah, I'm very, very happy for our girls. It's been a pretty successful week for everybody, actually.
Yeah, it really has been.
A lot of nostalgia and good memories and re-ups.
I also just love when these artists dig into the archives, like the Spice Girls doing it, pulling out B-sides. Mariah did it recently with those old, like, it's just cool. I just enjoy it a lot.
Agreed. There will always be gripes. I know I saw on like more Stanny sides of Twitter that like she has more demos that wasn't put on the 20th anniversary. I get it. But I think it's nice that she acknowledged it at all because you don't always get that. So
no,
we got some of the B-sides at least. And
Britney's version of Telephone, when?
Like, exactly. I mean, we haven't even begun having our fun, with those re-releases at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of B-sides and unreleased from a lot of girls that still need.
Yeah. So I'm sure that'll come one day soon. Plenty of fresh and cool music out this week and some other things on the horizon as well.
Yes.
So
I like how you said that before, though, about how this was a really good week for all our girls.
And us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It honestly was.
Wow.
For once.
That's
Things
nice.
are really going our way.
Well, a lot of things happened this week. And if you would like, we're going to keep the convo going in our after show. We're going to be discussing the Ava Max album cover reveal. We're going to give our thoughts on that.
We've got some Pride events that we need to discuss. Some gay things we need
went
to
to
discuss.
some gay things.
So stay tuned. Keep on going toward the after show. We got plenty to discuss.
And if you're wondering where you can listen to that, it's on patreon.com/legends only. There's dozens of bonus content episodes there. You can join our Discord. And when you're on Patreon, it gives you an RSS feed that you can put into Apple Podcasts or Pocket Casts that will give you these bonus episodes. If you're curious about how to do that, send us a message on Patreon. Let us know. We can help you get that set up so you can listen to the bonus content. But yeah, until next week,
we will
see you
soon. Da 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 da.
Damn homosexual.
Just break.
Get